Is it so, and I gathered from being here with you and your wonderful students, the Dasas, that you're not interested in having people somehow convert to a religion of any sort promulgated by the Golden Age Foundation?
True, yes.
Is that so? And in fact, that anyone can be whatever religion they want, be it a Christian, a Jew, a Buddhist, a Taoist, a Zoroastrian, and that's all fine with you?
Yes.
Is that so?
It's perfectly fine. As I told you here, there's complete freedom to worship any god you like, or you can even worship no god at all. That's also fine. You could follow any teaching. It could be Buddhist teaching, it could be Christian teaching, it could be Islamic teaching. That also is fine. And you could follow any ritual or any practice. That also is fine.
Or none.
Yes. So these things are personal things, and they are yours. We are only technicians here who do something with your brain and body. That's all. We have nothing to do with your mind. That's yours. So there are a lot of Christians who come here, there are a lot of Muslims who come here. Anybody, we have Buddhist monks who come here from Japan. So anybody can come.
So you're not interested necessarily in people somehow worshiping you
not
as
all,
a teacher or guru or anything of that
all.
sort. And will they be uncomfortable coming if people come, let's say, from the United States or from New York, and they don't have any particular interest in Hinduism, say?
Yes.
Many do, by the way.
Yes.
But there will be those that over time do not.
Yes.
Will they deal with any difficulty in that regard?
Not at all. Not at all. All that is required is they must have the passion to end their suffering. They must be conscious of their suffering, and there must be a passion to end their suffering. That is the only qualification. You could be an atheist, you could be a Marxist, you could be anybody.
Wonderful.
That's all. It so happens that in India, most Indians worship me as a god. So that's basically for the Indians and for the Hindus, but not for Indians who are Christians or Indians who are Muslims.
Right.
So it's not that they have to accept me as their guru or that they have to worship me. It's perfectly fine. They can worship their Christ, they can worship their Allah, stick to their beliefs. Perfectly fine.
Yes, I understand. Okay. Your interest is that they be enlightened.
That's all. That's exactly. For example, I can tell you, if a Muslim comes to us, we activate what we call the Vishuddhi Chakra so that he gets Islamic experiences. For a Christian, we activate the Anahata Chakra because they can get a feel of what Christ is talking as love, It's a Christian kind of love it is. And for the Buddhist, we go for the Agnya Chakra. And for the Hindus, the Sahasrara Chakra. So it is as technical as that.
Now, is it true then that there are also, I understand that you have combined two primary kinds of enlightenment.
Yes.
The Christian style, if you will, mode, and the Buddhist. Is that?
And the Buddhist side, yes. The Christians, for example, they talk about God, but not about enlightenment. The Buddhists talk about enlightenment, but not about God.
Right.
So here, you not only become God realized, you also become enlightened. Or we can say you're not only enlightened, but you're also God realized. So if you're a Christian, you're God realized in a Christian sense, and you're also enlightened in a Buddhist sense. A Buddhist is enlightened in a Buddhist sense, and is God realized in a Christian or Islamic or whatever sense.
I see. So you could say that what's getting enlightened is both the mind and the heart.
The heart, yes.
Is that so?
Exactly.
So it's more of an integrated.
Yes.
Well, then what would the Muslim be looking for? How would the Muslim fit into that picture?
Yes, he would relate to God the way a Muslim would relate to God. Because there are differences between the way that a Christian relates to God and a Muslim relates to God, or a Jew relates to God. So that continues to remain the same. Only thing is God is no more a matter of belief. It becomes a reality. Now, if he were a Christian and he believes in Christ, from now on he would be talking to Christ. Christ is real for him. Like, what's the name of the author of the book?
Daniel.
Yes, there is an American author who's written a book on this movement.
Daniel and Sandra.
No, the American author. Anyway, we tell him.
Tom Curley.
Tom Curley. So in his theoretical, he came to attend in America. He came face to face with Christ. Christ was there with him for a long time. So Christ became real to him because he was a believer in Christ and he loved Christ. Christ came down and sat by his side. It can become as personal as that. So God no more is a belief. It becomes a living experience. But for a Muslim, it cannot take a form. Therefore, it will be a presence for a Muslim.
Yes.
For a Christian, it could be Christ, or it could be the Madonna.
Right.
So it happens like that.
Right, I see. So there's an interesting relationship then between a person's belief system
Yes.
and the surgical
Yes.
nature
Yes.
of the Diksha.
Yes. That's why I maintain that you create your own God. The Christian is creating his God. The Muslim is creating his God. The Jew is God. The Hindu is God. That's why I say you create your own God. Like, for example, you take the Christian stigmata. So the stigmata very often happens in the palm. But recent research shows that the nails were put on the wrist. But since most Christians believe that it was put on the palms, the stigmata very often happens there. So more than the actual fact, what is important is your belief. So in that sense, you're creating God. So you can say God has moved the stigmata onto your palms. So that's what the whole thing is. So God himself is very flexible.
Yes.
He is ready for anything now.
Yes.
The freedom is man's. And that's why I want him to create a friendly, personal God.
Yeah.
That's the key thing.
Right.
Whereas probably ancient man created a very frightening, judgmental, awesome God now.
Why do you think that was?
Maybe the conditions were such. I think God has progressed now. If you look at Moses, his God is not very personal.
No.
Whereas when it comes to Elijah, it becomes a still small voice. It was more personal.
Yes.
When it comes to Christ, it becomes very personal and very friendly.
Right.
We see the evolution of God there. So I would like it to evolve further, where he is a very close friend of yours.
Yes, 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 I see.
I would not like to stop with Christ.
Well, what's next?
I would like to make it more personal, more friendly. I've had problems with Christians in the processes. The fear of hell often blocks the process.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I'd like to go beyond Christ.
Right, right. Or that part of the Christian teachings
Yes.
that suggest
Yes.
that kind of thing.
Yes. I'm not going to tell that, oh, go, God is going to punish you, so let me intervene and save you. No.
Right, right, right.
There's no punishing God. He's a friendly God. He's trying to help you, that's all. No, if you go to hell, it's your decision to go to hell. There's not a God who's going to drag you into hell. That is why you'll find if Buddhism talks as though there's only one kind of enlightenment. And let us say Christianity or any other religion might talk as though there's only one kind of God and only one kind of God realization. I am telling it's as many as there are people, and you are the creator, you are the designer. You create your enlightenment, you create your God. It's radically very different.
Yes, 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 yes.
I'm not denying God, but I'm telling God is going to behave with you, is going to treat you the way you are designing him.
Yes.
That's why I give the story of that Namdev. I don't know if you were there, to which group I spoke. There was a person called Namdev in India. So the Muslims were ruling the country. So the Sultan came to him and cut off a cow, because cows are very sacred to Hindus. And he told him, unless you bring this cow back to life, I'm going to behead you. So this Namdev said, please Sultan, give me 3 days time. Sultan said, okay, I'll come back after 3 days. Then he prayed to his God Krishna and told him, please in 3 days, bring this cow back to life. 3 days later, his God manifested and brought the cow back to life. The Sultan came, was very impressed, that you're a truly spiritual person, you can go now, I'm not going to hurt you. Then this Namdev again told Krishna, why did you take 3 days to come? What was my agony waiting for 3 days? And Krishna told him, my friend, only you told me, please set it right after 3 days. Had you told me do it immediately, I would have done that. So this happens with all my devotees also. Some of my devotees get their prayers answered immediately, but they are very demanding. Their approach is very different. Others think, oh, Bhagavan can't do this. Maybe he needs more time, and it gets delayed. So what I'm trying to convey is, please design a better God.
Yes. Okay.
For us, it's a living experience.
Yes.
And we train people here in the designing God, It's done in a very systematic way. It is done.
Yes. So so there's no punishment, there's no judgment, there's no nothing. There's just what you ask for will be given.
Yes.
Maybe not right away, but it will start to be given.
Yes.
Is that in a sense?
Exactly.
With the Sultan and the 3 days?
We use the concept called Nara Narayana. And Nara means the individual. Narayana means the collective. So all the individuals put together is the collective, which we call God or Narayana. So God is not separate. He is part of you. You are part of Him. Like the individual cells of the body are Naras, or human beings. The whole body is Narayana. So there are no Naras without Narayana. There is no Narayana without Naras. Without the individual cells, there is no body. Without the body, there are no individual cells. They wouldn't have any nourishment. You need the heart, you need the liver, you need the kidney.
Exactly.
That's how we see God and man, mutually dependent. That's a basic difference, And in Christianity, the idea is there's a creator God who creates. Here, the creator and creation are one and the same. We are not separate. Like a spider, which gets the thing out of its own stomach, The web. The web is creation. The spider is the creator, but it has come out from the spider,
Yes.
The creator and creation are one.
Yes.
So Nara and Narayana are one, He is not separate.
Right.
Hence a very friendly relationship.
As you have a friendly relationship with all other teachers, gurus,
Yes.
religions for that matter, is that so? I mean,
Yes.
what I gather from you, just to extend that analogy, if you
Yes.
will, it's a friendly relationship and
Yes.
one that works in harmony.
In harmony, yes.
So that
Yes.
someone can, I'm just
Yes.
reiterating something from
Yes.
before, follow any path they
Yes.
so wish.
Yes.
But if they come here, they can pursue
They
whatever
can
path
pursue whatever they want.
even more brilliantly.
Yes. If you are a Muslim, then I'll make your Muslim faith come true to you. If you are a Buddhist monk, I'll make that come true to you. So what you would choose is your affair. So I have nothing to do with it. There can be as many gurus or as many faiths as they want. So they are preparing them. I'm some kind of person who makes it into a reality. So I'm like a supermarket. You can come, you can take what you want. I'm prepared to give you anything that you want. I'm not saying this is the best or that is the best. I'm not saying the Buddhist enlightenment is the best or not a Christian thing.
Yes.
Everything is fine. It's your choice, it is.
Yes.
I never ever choose anything for anybody.
Yes.
You have to do the hard work.
You are opening up
That's all.
the functions of the brain
That's all.
that have been laying dormant
Yes.
for a long time.
Yes.
Too long.
Yes.
Generation after generation.
Yes.
So we have
Yes.
this situation
Yes.
we currently face.
Yes. Only this I must open it up differently for different people. That's all. Depending on what your belief is.
Yes. So
As I told you, I'll go for the Vishnu Chakra if you're a Muslim, the Anahata if you're a Christian. These actually represent different parts of the brain. So they have to be activated.
Yes.
A Christian mystic, if you take, his brain has been activated differently from a Hindu mystic. These are biological truths.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
It's so interesting that you see, and I so appreciate myself, the view of enlightenment as a biological process,
Yes.
because I look at all of spirituality
Yes.
as a biological or
Yes.
physiological process.
Yes.
There's always got to be a physiological correlate
Yes.
to anything happening in the mind.
Yes.
We know that cellular chemistry changes
Yes.
with a thought of something beautiful
True.
or something ugly.
Yes.
And the stress hormones and chemicals change
Yes.
literally constantly throughout
Yes.
the day,
Yes.
depending on the quality of thought, the quality of feeling.
Yes.
So what you're saying,
Yes.
it just makes utter complete sense
Yes.
to me, and I think a lot of people in the West
Yes.
who appreciate the value of science
Yes.
and what it shows us
Yes.
about what goes on physiologically.
True.
So
Yes.
you're bridging a
Yes.
very fine gap through the
Yes.
way you're representing
Yes.
your work and your gift to the
Yes.
planet.
In fact, I always maintain that while science is studying the external world, spirituality has got tools to study the internal world,
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't see any major difference between the two. I believe that this is a time when a lot of divine grace will be available to man, and he should make the best use of it for his own transformation. Because there is like a window suddenly opening, and a lot of grace will be flooding in. That's what it actually represents. So people all over the world, whether they are praying or meditating or doing any sadhana, they're all going to benefit, irrespective of which group they belong to. It's a strange window opening up for us, for humanity.
Yes, right. Is there anything in particular you would recommend to people that they could, so that they could get the most benefit?
Yes. People who work on the relationships would be the ones who will benefit the most. If relationship between one and one's parents, between oneself and one's spouse, or children, or friends, if these are put in order, if one would forgive the hurts, then it's going to be very, very different.
I see. Well, of course, Venus is the planet of love,
Yes.
so it would make sense that relationships through which
Must
we
be
express our love
Yes.
would be cleaned up.
Yes.
Yeah. In fact, that's a very important part of what you teach people.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Correct, yes.
That's
I focus a lot on relationship,
Yeah.
because relationship is the mirror where you can see yourself. And if relationship is gone, you are gone. Because life is a relationship. That's why to me it's very sacred, a child relating to its mother or father, or a couple, I hate to see couples quarreling and fighting, So you're destroying something very sacred, something very beautiful.
Yes.
And I see families breaking apart, individuals becoming very lonely. So I see this as the beginning of the end of our civilization as such.
Yeah.
It's dying. With relationship dying, families breaking down, I see it's going to die. So I want to stop this. And my route is, my way is enlightenment. I've seen pictures of some countries where people sit alone in the park taking Valium tablets. They take the antidepressant tablets, sitting alone in the park. Especially I've seen a lot of these pictures in America. It's so sad it is, to see these pictures.
Yes.
So depressed, so
It has
lonely.
so much to do with the dissolution of
Yes,
the
dissolution,
family,
yes.
is what I hear you saying, and
Yes.
I think we have ample evidence of
Yes.
that.
I once met an American from Indonesia. He told me, Bhagavan, you have no idea how lonely it is in America, he said. I could be walking in a crowd, but I could still feel very lonely.
Yes.
He's only 35 or so. At that age, he was feeling that successful man, but the loneliness was there.
Yes, right.
So we have to work on relationships.
Yeah.
I'm very much especially scared of the West, because the West, it is becoming weaker by the day. And West has given so many beautiful things to the world. The great civilization, Today you're able to fly down to India, you're able to talk because what Western civilization has offered us.
Yes.
I do not want that to collapse. And that will collapse if the family breaks down. The family will break down, there's no relationship. So we have to put things in order.
Yes, indeed. It's very interesting because the West has so much to give to the
Yes.
East, and the East, on the other hand, has
Yes.
so much to give to the West.
Yes.
And unless we get together,
Yes.
we're not going to have the proper harmony,
And when I meet the Westerners, I've been meeting them over a decade, I find
Yes.
so much of breaking in the family, That is, I have met the same couples with different partners, changing so fast.
Yes.
So nothing is standing,
Yes.
So it's, and they are lonely at the same time. It's not been a pleasant experience for them. It's been painful.
Yes.
Because I've been very close to them. I know what's happening.
Yeah. Right.
And for some of those who are in good states, the thing has been stopped now. They discovered tremendous love. We have seen them sometimes the process singing and dancing together. They rediscovered themselves. Such a joy it is.
So beautiful. You're doing so much good for so many, Bhagavan, and we deeply appreciate it. On that note, I'd like to just ask you, what can we do? You are so obviously a great server. What can we do to help you in the fulfillment of, we say your mission, but in fact we really know it's our mission.
As I told you, very often people think of Kalki as an individual, but that is not what is mentioned in the scriptures. Kalki actually refers to a group of people who go about transforming the world. So I would like everyone who comes into touch with us to become enlightened and to form a network and to work together to help mankind. Like now, for example, you could help Kaleman with his Oneness festival.
Yes.
Or Oneness celebrations. You could help Jonas with his Oneness festivals. Then you could help probably Cristobal in Mexico. So that way you must get network, and they in turn can help you. So you all must work together for the common cause of helping man, making him enlightened.
Yes.
Each must become enlightened, must become a leader. To me, there are only leaders, no followers. You are a leader, he is a leader, anybody else, or she could be a leader.
Yes.
And I believe in the golden age, there's not going to be much division. Still there could be the so-called wealthy man, the so-called poor man, but then he's going to share his wealth. Then there's no question of his being a leader. Because once you're enlightened, you cannot hold on to your wealth. You could be wealthy, but you can't hold on to it.
Yes.
That is it. So the ultimate decision would be with the people. So I think democracy is going to be very different. So there will be no leaders. There will be no political leaders, there will be no economic leaders, there will be no spiritual leaders. Everybody is a leader.
Right.
I think that is the scenario.
Yes.
Because I have seen here in the villages,
Yes.
I do not know if you could meet them, people, ordinary villagers who are enlightened. Today they speak like sages. If you ask them, how do you speak, were you taught? They will say, no, the state is talking. They are not.
Yesterday, I interviewed the farmer who,
I see. I see.
the buffalo
yes.
milker,
Yes. Yes.
and his wife,
Yes.
and we saw the children.
Yes. Just a very poor man actually, having a few buffaloes.
Yeah.
He's at the lowest rung of society, but he can speak very profoundly.
Oh yeah.
He has no education as such, no books on philosophy, nothing.
That's right.
So he's a leader in his own right, a spiritual teacher, And another lady called Raniam, I don't know if you met her. She's a coolie woman, lowest class she is. She recently went to a village and converted the whole village just by her speech. And if you ask her, how do you talk? She says, I don't talk, the state is talking. So I see the world full of leaders, but everybody is a leader. Everybody will be friends only. There's no guru with a follower.
Right.
Everybody is a guru. That's what we're trying to get at.
Yes, right. The state, the intelligence itself is
so
the leader.
Yes.
And so we follow the leader.
Yes.
Yes. But that's our own highest intelligence.
Yes. When the Buddha is talking, it's the Buddha state which is talking.
Yeah.
It's not that the Buddha is so intelligent. No, the state is talking. If you would ask me a fundamental question, the state would talk. I don't have to think and talk,
Yes.
It will just express itself, depending on your question.
Yeah.
Very often, to me, the question has the answer, I just have to rephrase it. You just go, suppose you ask me the question, somebody asked me a question was, who am I, So it's so obvious to me that he is the question. So I tell him, you are the question. I don't have to think for that. It just comes out,
Yeah.
So that's how man will function.
Well, I just want to thank you again from the depth of my heart for the work you're doing and the possibility that you are representing for human beings, for all sentient beings, because we need this kind of hope in today. It's one thing to be in beautiful South India like I am now, but in a matter of a short time I will be back in New York and dealing with millions of people there with very different feelings and attitudes and all of that, and so I'm feeling very nourished and inspired by you and by the Dasas, and your entire organization here have been so good and so helpful and symbolize the hope that we need as a humanity.
Yes.
So
may you both become leaders.
Thank you so much. Namaste.
Thank you so much. It was very nice talking to you. And you're such a pleasant person.
Thank you.